Day Dawns ARKS. Welcome everyone to your weekly Phantasy Star Online 2 podcast, recorded live on June 7th, 2020. I am one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Zance21. Say hello.
Hola.
Keeping up with what you said you were going to start doing a couple of weeks, huh?
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to keep that consistent until I forget about it.
So this is definitely going to be a bit of a lighter show for us today, given that there wasn't as much news, but we do at least have some things to report out. But before we get started with that, we always want to talk about our gaming weeks when we can. A couple of weeks now that I think about it, because didn't we skip last week? Or the
yeah,
week
we
before?
did skip last week because we had so much to talk about with the PC launch.
Yeah, it definitely a huge thing last week, and of course the issues from last week are still ongoing somewhat. But as you can see from the list here, we've at least got some fixes in place now. Aside from that, let's kind of in my time leading up to the launch, I was working on getting my titles done, all the way up to 400 titles before we actually launch on PC. So I did actually make that happen. I'm now currently at 411 titles.
Oh, jeez. I'm not even close to that.
And I know, the question is, why do I go for titles? And the reason is, over time, Sega has continued to release more and more high-end materials that are used for different weapons on the Japanese side, and I'm just trying to stay ahead. Yep. So I'm trying to stay ahead of that curve so that I can just grab them once they're released, rather than trying to chase after getting all those titles once they come out.
Yeah, because currently I'm only at 217 titles. So I might go on a bit more and grind those out. Because I can do a bit more extreme quests, do more things with NPCs,
Honestly,
finish goddamn story.
Yep. And honestly, if you haven't done plus 50 on all the advanced quest areas yet, that's going to be the easiest 60 that you can get out of the set.
Mm-hmm. Which I think I still need to finish all that.
But yeah, I've been focused on the PC version of PSO2. My Xbox is effectively just sitting on a shelf now, but I'm realizing I also have to pull it off the shelf and get it connected again, because that's the only way for the moment. I feel safe based on what I've been hearing from other people about using the Microsoft Store on the PC version not working consistently. And I still got my Ultimate Game Pass going on the Xbox, so
Same.
So I wanna take advantage of that.
Yep. Streets of Rage 4 is pretty fun. I highly recommend that.
I may give that a try. I never did play the originals, but I did play a couple of beat 'em ups way back.
I played the originals through emulation when I was a kid. Love them.
Yeah, so yeah, I've just been focused on PSO2 the past week and a half, so yeah, it's been good with the content updates that did come out. But yeah, we'll get into all that in a little bit here. Zance, how was your gaming weeks here?
Most of it was spent playing more Dragon Quest X. I'm almost done with the first expansion story on that. And with PSO2, yeah, not much. I've been doing some ultimates, and I got 13 stars from it so far, I think. No, 4. I've gotten 4 so far.
Nice.
So, one of them was a Nyx, so, I got 2 slaves, a nemesis, and the one I'm not counting. So I technically got 5, but no, it was 4 because one of them was a gunblade, which does not count.
Yep, and it just so nobody takes that out of context there. That is the name of a weapon series in this game.
Yes, there's slave and nemesis weapons that are currently available from these Ultimate Quests. Which, by the way, those are Episode 5 weapons, so interesting to see them in Episode 3 content.
I know. It's so the Nemesis series comes from the Ultimate Forest, and then the other one comes from the Ultimate Lilliput area. There's going to be another, which is going to be the Ares series. That's going to be coming whenever Ultimate Amduskia releases.
Yep.
And all of those combined together, when you get them to... Say again?
That's with the Austere, right? Or for the light stream?
Yep, the Austere. And that's going to be kind of interesting because at that point, because we don't have the old type weapons, that means we're going to be getting 15-star weapons practically when Ultimate Amaduskia releases, which is going to be really interesting timing. But yeah. I think I also get what Sega's doing by that at this point, in that because we have such a shortened time scale in terms of getting all the content released, we're not going to really have the time to build up our arsenals like the Japanese players did, and I think that's why they're pushing us on getting all this gear early on, even though it's inappropriate for the time.
Massively inappropriate, because the Slave and Nemesis weapons are stupidly strong.
Yep. It's basically, once you get to that point, it's like you have the Profound series, and then it's 14 and 15 stars after that.
Because most of episode 4 was the 14 stars, and then episode 5 is when the 15 stars started coming out.
I thought it was 14 stars for episode 5 as well.
And yeah, 14 stars for episode 5 as well. But during episode 5, there was only 3 15 stars that were released. Austere, Lightstream, and what was the other one?
The last one... It's slipping my mind right now.
Yeah, I forget it as well.
It was the one where... Oh, how did it even work? I'm trying to remember, because the Lightstream came from combining all the Dark Falls weapons.
Yep.
I know there were like 2 ways to get the Austere, because you could also get one if you held an old type Austere for that many years. But yeah, it's slipping my mind right now in terms of what the third one was. Anything else happen in your gaming weeks?
What else? Got Borderlands on my Switch now.
Nice.
That's cool. And also Xenoblade Chronicles.
I've been wanting to check that out.
Pretty much it. Oh, I highly recommend it. It's a game I've been meaning to finish for the longest time. I started playing it about 5 years ago and never finished it. Specifically the Wii version. Then I got the 3DS version, got about to level 60, and never finished it. So hopefully this time I'll actually finish it. But now I have Borderlands 1, which I've already beaten twice, and now I'm playing it again.
Gotcha.
I flip-flop from games all the goddamn time.
Yeah, it's a bit different from me. I'm so focused on Phantasy Star all the time that I'm like, okay, I'll get to this later, I haven't touched Final Fantasy VII Remake in weeks now. I've been wanting to, but with all the content that's been coming out, I just haven't had the time. And my stack is getting to like 20 games deep at this point that I need to play. But it's like between PSO2, between PSO2S, the Duel of Phantasy Star Saga, plus all the stuff that's happening elsewhere in the series, there just isn't time.
Oh yeah, also with Final Fantasy 14, my raid group cleared the entire tier on one night.
Congratulations.
So
and that's
hopefully we keep that up every single week, so we can get everyone the Shiva clears.
Yep, and that being Shiva Final Fantasy, not Shiva PSO2.
PSO2, yeah. Shiva is used a lot in many different games because of the mythology of Shiva. That's a Norse, right?
Actually, it's more Indian Rigvedic, I believe.
Oh, Indian, yeah. Mahadeva, or also known as Mahadeva, is one of the principal deities of Hinduism. Okay, so it's Hindu. Interesting. Well, now I learned something.
Yep. Yeah,
I just wonder where the whole thing about Shiva being associated with ice came from.
I don't know. I think that was more of a creation of Sakaguchi and his team.
Probably.
I mean, even in the I'm trying to remember if they even had Shiva back in Final Fantasy III, where summoners were first created.
I can check real quick.
But yeah, it's interesting that names that you see throughout games are typically based on actually real world reference. For example, a while back, I made the connection that Xion and Xiao, and even Sierra, which is a character we'll be seeing in the somewhat near future in PSO2 in the North American side, they are actually based on mountains here on Earth.
And yes, Shiva was in the first in Final Fantasy 3.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they just needed a character that sounded cold or something.
But it looks like the original name was Isen or something. I don't know. But in the 3DS version, it is Shiva, so.
Gotcha. Alright, so why don't we go ahead and move into our topics, and the first one we have here is site updates ? And there's a reason for that. That has to do with the fact that something is missing from the site updates that came out in the game this week.
So I actually pointed this out to Brightstar because, okay, so I was just in the lobby. I was just looking around at the people doing the lobby actions. I saw one guy with a guitar with flames spewing out. And I was wondering, okay, I want that emote. So I saw it was Rock On. I was like, okay, I don't remember that coming out. I saw it was on the store for pretty cheap too. So I was wondering what was going on there. And then I see, so then I look at the AC shop or the scratch tickets and I see military line. I click on that and there's no article for it on the site. So apparently they've released an AC scratch with no mention of it. It's just dropped.
Yeah, that's crazy that happened. But so that's why I am loading up the game here, so we can actually take a look at that line. So we've got starting off with the tactical vests for the males. Seems kind of nice. And then you've also got tactical suits.
Very odd on your cast. I would say that.
What can I say? It's my main. And we do need a cast here for what's going to show up in just a moment.
Oh yeah.
And then of course you got a tactical underwear as well, which we're not going to be able to see here.
Yeah.
You've also got a Riha Jawral, or Jawral, however you want to say that.
It looks okay.
Yep.
I like the red on it.
And then you've got a base wear with a similar color. I got some capes flowing off of you actually here. And then you've also got Fleet Admiral, which I'm wondering. I don't think these are the same ones that came from the Yamato 2099 collab. I think these are different. And then of course we got a new cast set as well here. This gives you a cape on one shoulder instead of both shoulders. Not quite sure what's up with that.
Well, the single cape looks cooler.
That's true.
I think.
It even uses your icon there. So as you can see, I've got my Ace of Hunters on there right now.
Nice.
And then let's see. We've also got the Combat Raider thing here. So you got that piece along with the base wear here. And then of course a combat inner. Ranger Vento. This is a little bit different looking. This actually...
Ooh.
What are these? I think these are like knives or something on their belt there.
I think it is. Looks like it.
Yeah. And then, of course, you got a inner piece as well here. And then you've also got a couple of outfits here. Idea Ensemble. So, I believe that's Matoy's, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks like Matoy's.
And then you've also got the Heavenly Diva. Got some, like, wings on your feet or something there. Plus a couple of ribbons here as well. And then the Tolia Larg. Seems like a nice dress.
It's very formal looking dress.
And then you've also got the Marine Admiral.
There we go. I love that outfit. The Marine Admiral.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely very nice looking. And of course, they always come in an assortment of colors here.
Yep. And it's expensive. What a surprise.
Yep. Although I have noticed female costumes have been coming down a little bit lately, so at least
some of the outfits. But some of the like the full outfits, yeah, those are expensive.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You've also got the Feline body type here for the female cast. That actually gives you a shoulder guard here. It looks like.
Looks odd, but I like the little cape things for the legs.
Yep, that's pretty nice as well. Oh, and even your heels got some blades on there. It's like you got a built-in jet boots, although they don't really fly.
Nah. Well, you can stab someone's eye out with it, I guess.
Yep. And then we have our typical assortment of enhancements and affixes. And elemental transitioning for your weapons. And then we got
hairstyles.
Yep, hairstyles. So got some twin loops here. Diva ponytail. This changes from their natural color to a more reddish color here. Anybody familiar with the story knows that they're well. Actually, is that red or is that a different color? I can't tell now.
It looks blue to me.
Blue, okay. Okay, so then maybe...
based off of your, like, your highlights on your hair.
Could be, yeah.
You're able to change it.
Let's see. We've also got Tolia here, which is not going to show up on my cast, so my apologies.
No. Yeah, that's still not going to show up.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot that we can do. We had to go with one character here.
Yep.
Let's see. So...
Ooh, scope eyes.
We can kind of see them up here. Yeah, you get like a little reticle on your eyeball there.
That's interesting. It's something that nobody will ever see.
Yep. Monochrome eyes, so no pupil, it looks like. Let's see. So you got a pinstripe tights, combat scar. I'm guessing that's what this is up here. Let's see. Camouflage set. Diva's crown. So you can kind of see that on me here, right here.
Kinda. Your head's covering it.
Yeah. Combat holster, so that puts a gun on your side, which is not actually going to be able to be pulled in combat. Combat dog tags. Where are those? I guess my body's covering those up.
Yep. It's a like a necklace kind of thing.
Yep. Jawaral hat. Feline hat. That one kind of works, I guess. Ranger hat. Yeah, and just a bunch of hats here. Or caps at this point, I guess, here.
Yeah.
We also get thruster wings. Looks like those don't follow your color scheme, though. There's also the jumbo belt, which... Okay, you're able to see that one at least here.
It's a bit overkill.
Overkill! But you could make it more overkill by putting 4 on yourself.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You also get cyber headphones, which are... like that band, which my head is too big for. I guess that's just kind of a running joke here, then.
Yep, it is.
Thigh holster. Where is that? I guess that's right here, then. Yeah, that's where it is. And then you've also got the Havoc head, which gives you a hat on your... Actually, if anything, that looks kind of like a Shogun head for a cast.
It kind of does.
And then the Feline head is just... I don't know, that looks kind of normal.
It's adorable.
Yeah, I guess with the big eyes.
Yeah.
And then you got an evolution device, Akubens, which we're not going to be able to see here. Food devices, mag support expansion kit, and then you got dance number 10.
I love that dance.
And let's see what it looks like on the other side here.
It's not as good, but the female one's great.
Yeah, I don't know. This looks kind of like, if I had to guess, maybe sort of like a West Side Story or something like that.
Oh.
And then to your point, we have the rock on here.
Yep, there we go. That's what got me curious about why this did not show up.
Yep. And then we've got kick number 2. And ready weapon. So character reaches up to the back in order to be ready to grab whatever they're holding.
Mm-hmm. Which looks awkward if your weapon is a jet boots.
Yep. That or your hand is basically just phasing through the weapon.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Yep. Yeah, but that's what customization is for. You can adjust the your weapon position on your back if you want to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to join Time for War? Yeah, I can get an invite there.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get you in.
You can R1 toggle different weapon stances with that one. Okay, I did not know that.
Nice. All right. So yeah, that's kind of what's missing from the site at this point. Let's now flip over to the web browser here, so we can at least catch up on what did actually get into the into things here. So first off, we had an AC shop sale this week. Xance, why don't you go ahead and take this one here?
All right. So this happened back on June 1st to June 3rd, and for 4,300 sale price of 3,850 AC, you would have gotten 10 Scape dolls. No, 10 EXP earned plus 150% and 400% rare drop rate. Or you could also get the boost item pack, which gives 20 EXP earned 150% and 400% rare drop rate for 6,400 AC. Ah!
Definitely.
That's not worth it.
Agreed on both of those.
But this other one, bonus item set. So, beginner support. All right. So, and with the bonus item of a Tri Boost 125, 2 of them. So for 1750 AC, you would get inventory expansion 10, 1 character storage expansion, and 5 Scape dolls. God. They had to just tack on those scape dolls just to make the price higher.
Yep.
Because with the inventory expansion and the character store expansion, just those two is about 1150 AC. But then they slapped on that scape doll for an extra 500.
Plus the 2 tri-boosts there, which you can get those through Star Gems anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, those are available on a daily basis, so you're not really getting a good deal with that one either, especially with the prevalence of half dolls at this point.
Oh yeah. Let me real quick check to see exactly how many half dolls I have, because I have a lot.
Yeah, I might as well take a look at my list as well here.
Let's see here. I got. Oh, I gotta add all of these together. Put these all in the same storage.
Let's see. So I've got 74 in storage, and then I'm carrying around another 19. So yeah, I'm approaching 100 pretty soon here.
I'm at 99.
Yeah. So definitely.
So, as you can see, scape dolls are pretty much useless unless you're doing solo stuff. Also, you're welcome, Crimin. So, here's what I recommend. Have scape dolls in your inventory whenever you are doing solo extreme quests. And then don't give a shit for the rest of the time. Because if you're in an MPA, someone could throw up a moon atomizer and raise you then. So...
I would say
you don't need to worry about having scape dolls at all.
I would say still carry one in those raids, just so that if you go down and the NPC in the corner says that the boss is at extremely low health, you can just pop yourself up before it dies on you.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, save it for then, because you can only use a scape doll once.
Yep.
Per quest. So again, now you see why I'll have 99 of them. They've been giving them out so much. I've made it as a joke for login campaign. Oh, it's scape dolls! Yay!
Yep. Well, half dolls actually.
Yeah, half dolls.
They never give out the full scape dolls.
Nope. But even then, half dolls are basically the same thing as someone using a moon atomizer. So that, or if I die in a solo extreme. Exactly. That's the only thing I use them for as well. That's the only thing I find use for them.
Yeah. At this point, there's so little, and even some of the more advanced extreme quests that you're going to see in the future don't even let you use half dolls or scape dolls.
Omega Masquerade. You die, you start from the beginning of the fight.
Yep.
So, yep, scape dolls are useless there. Yeah, just don't buy a full scape doll. They're not worth it. And other thing that's in the AC shop that I've mentioned this back in JP, and I don't know why they still have this in the Cosmo Atomizer. Why is that in the store?
I don't know. To me, it's...
That is 100% a waste of money.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of maybe that they put it in there for was that you could use it on your friend registration or your character registration, that your friends can use your character as an NPC for. That's the only reason I could think of why they put that in.
I guess.
Other than that, it just doesn't make any sense at all to have it.
Yeah.
And what, that thing was like 800 AC as well, I think.
It's 400.
400,
AC.
okay.
For 3 of them. So yeah, not worth it.
Yep. Yeah, there are other ways for you to heal yourself up.
Mm-hmm. Like, the most convenient one is just pop Megaverse and hit at something. There you go, full health.
Yep. Or you can either bring out a single, a double, or a triple Ephin, mate. I don't know if you've seen that one making the rounds lately in terms of the memes or not.
Yep, triple Ephin, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We've been thinking about doing a meme review, so we might look at doing something like that in the coming weeks. We'll see.
We're having if we're having an extremely slow week.
But let's go ahead and move on to the next one here.
PSO2.
Yep. So we're technically past this already here. But PSO2 Day happened between the 2nd and the 3rd.
It happens on the 2nd of every month, and for premium members, it happens on the 22nd as well.
Yep. And that's where the ARKS Rappies come out, and that's where you also get all these boosts. You get 44 free Star Gems, plus you get a 100% boost to fun experience rare drop items and gathering fever occurrences, and you also get an extra login stamp on that day as well.
And it's a fight of what should you do? Take that advantage of leveling, or take the advantage of a higher drop rate?
Once we start to get into the point where we're actually getting level cap increases and bonus keys start coming out, that's when you definitely want to just take a day and just get everything leveled up all at the same time.
Yep. That, like, those PSO2 days are the perfect time to then level that.
Yep. So we didn't get information on the AC scratch, but we did at least get the new fun scratch here.
Yay, fun! The most important thing.
Yep.
Screw AC scratch. Fun scratch is where it's at.
So, got some more hairstyles, as well as hot-blooded eyebrows. Got kind of a spike here with that. Let's see. Anime eyelashes.
Yes.
You've also got ammo belts and leg belts, leg ammo belts. And I guess even in game now we're starting to see these masks.
Oh, joy.
Yep.
Well, quarantine and ship. All right. Everyone has to quarantine in the Oracle. Let's go.
Yep. Well, it'd be relevant if episode 4 was out, but it's not yet.
Nope.
Kind of an interesting time to drop those, that's for certain. You've also got tri-barrel photon guns, some star headbands, some new stickers for you as well. You've also got different makeups here, straight eyebrows. Let's see. And, of course, with this being the marriage theme that's going on in the lobby right now, you've also got some just married cans. So those will make noise as you're walking around.
That is cute.
And then you got your X thrusters, and I think the rest of this we saw last week. Because I remember those umbrellas.
All the last week stuff.
And then the new emote this week is
High Spirits.
Yep. High Spirits. So these will be in the fun scratch until the 9th, it looks like. So just a couple of days left to pick up whatever it is that you want from this. Still got the sweet furniture line going on here as well, so we'll probably be seeing that going away fairly soon as well.
Yeah.
Alright, we also have a casino boost happening this week here. So, depending upon what event is actually happening here, you're going to see different added effects happen. So, for today, we have the Blackniak Pursuit bonus, getting a 3-hour bonus this evening from 9 until midnight on the Pacific time, or midnight until 3 a.m. For Eastern time.
Yeah, but I'm already asleep by then.
And then tomorrow it looks like a boost on the little roulette chance. So for that one, the double and triple chance patterns have a higher probability of occurring. While in the Blackniak, there's an increased chance of triggering pursuit bonus in addition to receiving more winnings. And then that pretty much does it for updates, except, of course, there are still issues going on with the Windows 10 installer from the Microsoft Store. So we've got some updates here as well. Why don't you go ahead and take this one, Zance?
Okay, so let me also bring it up on my thing here. So, running the game with administrative privileges. This article will detail the following issues Windows 10 players might experience when trying to access Phantasy Star Online 2. When the system asks you to run Phantasy Star Online 2 with administrative privileges upon launching the Windows 10 version of our game, please make sure to run as an administrator by selecting Yes. We have confirmed, and this issue is currently being investigated by Microsoft, that the following cases could occur when No is selected when the system requests users to run the game with administrative privileges. This actually happened to me. I can actually vouch for this. So I was decided, you know what, I'm just not going to launch it today. So I selected No. So when I went later today, I decided to play it instead, and it just would not launch. Nothing. Like, I even because I was trying to launch it through the tweaker, and before it completely bypasses the need for this, and it just would not launch at all. So I tried to launch directly from the files, and then I found, wait, why is it trying to launch up the JP side? What? Because it showed up the Japanese launcher for some reason.
Oh boy. And I remember hearing people saying that they were getting that as well when it first launched.
Yeah, it was the episode 6 splash. So okay. So here we go. So I backed up all the data files and then deleted it, reinstalled it, and put in all the data files back in. It worked, but oh god, that was annoying. Which, by the way, with this and the other issue that's going to be talked about, they can be ignored if you just use the PSO2 tweaker. It's a fan-made launcher that's many people have been using to play on the JP side for the longest time, because a lot of these issues that are currently happening with the Windows 10 platform is specifically because of this official launcher.
Yep.
And the Microsoft Store. But that's aside from that. The official launcher is garbage.
Oh yeah.
It's been garbage.
Yep. On the Japanese side, we've had issues with it for years. And basically, I just haven't used it since like 2013. I've been using the tweaker ever since.
Mm-hmm. Because the other issue that they reported is unable to remove installation backup files. That was actually something that my friend ran into an issue with when he was trying to reinstall the game. All it says is contact Microsoft support. That's it.
Yep, that is. It's strange that they're just directing us over there, but I kind of get it because it's all Microsoft Store issues for anything related to the installation. And I think that's the important distinction that nobody has really made here. Anything that's happening outside the game, so having to deal with installing the files and things like that, that's the Microsoft Store. Anything once you get into the launcher, including game guard issues and things like and the lag issues in game, that's on Sega. And I think it's important that we make the distinction because nobody's done that yet.
Yep. And also, they need to get rid of Game Guard. They've been using Game Guard since Blue Burst, and it's garbage.
Yep. It either prevents apps from launching, or once it's season app launch, it just doesn't. It'll like MP 1015 and shut the game down. I've gotten into the habit of just.
I had ACT up for Final Fantasy 14 and forgot to turn that off when I was switched over to PSO2, and the game just crashed.
Yeah, it's such a low level system that the only way I've been really able to even operate is by essentially deleting the Game Guard folder before I launch the game each time, and that at least puts it into sort of a learning mode where it's still looking around and doing stuff, but at least I'm able to run some more of my more standard apps, like just being able to open up Chrome or Winamp or things like that,
and
not have the game crash. That is useful. But yeah, it's annoying that you have to do that every single time you launch the game. Or you can also hit that fixed game guard bug, or not bug, but button inside the PSO2 tweaker. Although that got changed recently, so it wasn't just deleting the folder anymore. It's now doing other things like adding extra permissions in and things like that, so I'm not using that button anymore. But yeah, so yeah, issues are continuing on, and they even put out yet another notice here.
And I already talked about that. Like it says, it just says to contact Microsoft support, since installation, that's solely on the Microsoft Store. So what I will say as your advice is use the PSO2 tweaker. It's made by ARKS Layer. It's a fan-made group, but they've been working on this thing now for years, and it works really well for the JP side, and they have now full support on the NA version.
Yep.
So yeah, ARKS-layer.com.
Yep.
And they have a step-by-step guide on. So yeah, if you're looking for support on information on PSO2 NA, you're in the wrong place. Click here. So click there.
Yep.
And
you can either do it as a setup file or as an executable only.
Yep, but there is a way that, like, I know there's like a step-by-step thing that you need to follow in order to install the game through the tweaker instead of through the Microsoft Store.
Yep, and that's this page right here.
Yep. So yes, the tweaker is a third-party launcher, but it is far better than the official launcher. You know the lobby lag that many people have been experiencing? I still watch Mr. Happy experiencing the lobby lag. GM was experiencing the lobby lag, and it's god-awful. Yeah, it's because of the official launcher. It's that bad.
Yep. The official launcher is basically staying resident in memory, even though it should have closed by that point. It's doing something in the background, and that's essentially rate limiting the game so it can't load everything as fast as it should be able to. And the tweaker essentially bypasses that and just lets things load up. On the Japanese side, we used to have to close and launch the game multiple times before the tweaker existed, so that we could get what was called the God client, so that you didn't have the lag.
And then you would keep the game up all the time, so that you didn't have to constantly do that again.
Yep. Yeah, that's how I got over 20,000 hours of on the Japanese side. Actually, I'm approaching like 25 now, I think.
Like, you would either keep the game up or just keep it on the title screen.
Yep.
You just never close it because you did not want to constantly do that again just so you got the lobby lag gone.
Yep. But yeah, that's kind of us on our soapbox here. Let's get off of that now here, and let's go ahead and talk about one more topic here. The summer of gaming here, which IGN is hosting.
This is like the replacement of E3, which is not perfect, but hey, we're getting new game stuff news, and with this coming up this week, right here, IGN Expo number 3. It will be happening at 2:50 p.m. Pacific or 5:50 p.m. Eastern. Right there, what Brightstar has highlighted as one of the trailers.
Yep. So we don't know exactly what's going to be in this trailer. We don't know if this is going to be the Episode 3 MPAs, or if this is going to be talking about Episode 4 content for North America. Or
do you want to talk about something?
We'll get to that in a brief moment here.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible that this could also be not Episode 7, but I would doubt that at this point.
Yeah. Because that would seem weird that we're currently in Episode 3 content on the NA server. That would be really weird to have the Episode 7 stuff revealed for coming to North America when we don't even have Episode 4, 5, and 6 stuff.
Yep. Yeah, this thing is either going to be talking about Magatsu, Profound Darkness, and the Apprentice fight, or it's going to be talking about the early parts of Episode 4, and basically the 2-year gap that happens associated with that. I'm
excited to see people's reaction with Episode 4.
Yeah. You're going a little bit robotic there, but yeah, it's going to be interesting in terms of what we're going to be seeing in the future. I mean, we're both vets from the Japanese side, so we kind of know what is coming. I'll be interested to see if they're going to use the same title again, Reborn Episode 4 or not.
I don't know. I know it's Episode Earth. Like when it comes to the omnibus story thing. So if you look on the JP side, it's Episode 4 is labeled as Episode Earth. If I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. If you look, if you're talking about where you select what story episode, yes, it's called.
Because 1, 2, 3 is Oracle, 4 is Earth, and then 5 and 6. What is that again?
Episode. That's Photoner, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, it's there's no it's no secret that we're going to Earth in Episode 4.
Yeah. Because the title kind of gives it away.
Yep.
And I've already talked about in length how Episode 4 gets way too meta for me. So.
Yeah, and plus with what happened to Hitsugi's Japanese voice actor, they actually had to cut that whole thing short, from what I understand. I think it was originally supposed to be 3 episodes long, and they cut it down to just a single episode. Unfortunately, we don't know too many details about what actually happened in that. I was hoping that at some point we were going to see the Elisa 3 show up near Earth and have a whole bunch of craziness with that. Elisa 3 being one of the ships from Phantasy Star 3 Generations of Doom. In one of the
have not played that.
It happened in one of the endings of the game. The ship essentially goes through a black hole and ends up right next to Earth, essentially.
Huh. Yeah, I know there's multiple different endings due to different routes on depending on which people you decide to marry. And then what kids they have, so...
Yep, that is exactly correct.
Yep. That's all I know about Phantasy Star 3. I really should get around to playing it.
You need to go in with the right mindset. I'll put it to you that way. Because it was not done by the team that did Phantasy Star 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, if
I do like Phantasy Star 4, so...
Yep.
Maybe you'll like it. I don't know.
But yeah, let's kind of move into the last couple of topics we got here. So you brought this up earlier this week. So why don't you go ahead and talk about what's happening on Ephinea?
So for those of you who don't know, Ephinea is a PSO Blueburst private server. So Blueburst has been down since 2012, I want to say, or 2008. Right. So, Blueburst is like the last release of the original Phantasy Star Online, and private servers have kept it online. There's many different ways that you can play the original PSO. You can play it on the Dreamcast, you can play it on the GameCube, you can play it on the Xbox, you can play it on a toaster. Basically, it released on everything. And private servers have been brought up on those consoles, including private servers on the Dreamcast, GameCube. Not yet on the Xbox. We did talk about the possibility of that happening due to the Xbox Live coming back.
It should be able to happen at this point. It's just a matter of getting coding.
Yep. So, Blueburst is basically the last PC release. It has it added in Episode 4 content. And one thing that I found really interesting is this private server, Ephinea, while it tries to keep as close to the original experience as possible, it also added in a bunch of quality of life stuff to the game. So basically, you get shared EXP, so you don't need to tag enemies in order to get the EXP. You'll get the EXP if the enemies are killed, regardless if you tag it or not. Tagging just means you got a hit on it. It has the item drop style similar to PSO2, where it's individual instead of shared, which is fantastic. Oh my, the amount of time I did play the original PSO a bit online on a private server, and it is annoying to see a drop I was going towards and then someone else picks it up.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing, and unless you like cold items in the past, before you started a mission, it was pretty much just a free for all.
Yep. Especially if a red ring drops.
I don't think that ever did drop. Actually, I think that was a banned item on the official servers.
I think that was I think it was a drop on the Dreamcast version, but in later versions it wasn't a drop, if I remember correctly.
I think you're right. The Dreamcast version, I think it did drop.
Yeah, but on Ephinea it does drop. So, but again, it's individualized drop, so it will only drop for you. So if you get it, that's the best thing. But yeah, when I talk, the topic here is they added in new quests as well, which still keeps in with how the original PSO played. Because there's really not much you can do in terms of quest. It's you go to an area, you beat up a bunch of enemies. That's basically what these quests are. They added in for episode 2. They added in Lost Shock Rifle and Lost Bind Assault. So you go to those areas and find a weapon that the client lost, and then you bring it back to him. And then for episode 4, they added in 5 extermination quests. Sweep up operation number 10 through 14. 2 of them taking place in crater, one in crater exterior, the other in crater interior, and then the other 3 in the sub-desert areas. So I just find that really cool that not only are these private servers up, keeping these old games alive, it's also cool that they're adding in new content that still feels like it's new content from back then.
Yep, and there are plenty of IDs still available for them to add even more quests if they wanted to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a site that I found a while back. Let me see if I can find that again here. It was the unofficial QEdit, or QEdit.info. That's basically where you could go to like download the quests and then install them if you were like running your own server and such. I don't know if these are on there or not just yet. But yeah, this was if you needed to grab the quest for some reason, this is where you can go to go ahead and just pull those quests down. And they typically have both an English and Japanese version if they are available.
And also, this private server is decently active. Like I said, this is a niche game. So it's been niche since it launched. So there's only there's 113 people currently on Ephinea right now. For a niche private server, that is really good.
Yep, especially now that PSO2 has launched. Honestly, I'm glad that we're seeing such a great response to PSO2, but at the same time, yeah, it's a good thing that we're seeing these servers being preserved through the methods that have been used to get them up and running, because that's not something that's been available to a lot of other games in the past. There have been several.
Yeah, exactly.
There have been several online games where you just can't play them correctly anymore.
Nope.
Version 1.0 of Final Fantasy XIV comes to mind. Sure, you can log in to a server, but from what I understand, there's like no enemies, you can't attack, you can't do a whole lot. You can basically just kind of walk around the map.
Yeah, it's called the Project Meteor. Currently, there's just nothing. There are some people just working on it on their own free time, and trying to do some research and development on it, but most of it is just slow. And it's just not that active. Like, there's still some people who are active with working on it, but it's probably not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Yep.
It would be cool to bring back 1.0 just so people could experience what it was like. Even if it's hot garbage, it's history.
Yeah, and Square Enix probably has a server with that stuff still locked away somewhere. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that because they've lost games before. They've lost the source code for like Kingdom Hearts and such in the past. So.
Final Fantasy VIII. Like the most well-known one being Final Fantasy VIII.
So even the old games are still being kept alive. We know Clementine is still being worked on at this point.
Yep. That one is for Phantasy Star Universe, by the way.
Yep. And then of course we got we've also got still translation projects being worked on. Last week we know that Phantasy Star, the original Phantasy Star, got a new translation, and then Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinity is apparently in closed beta testing right now for their translation patch. So hopefully we'll be seeing that sometime in the near future. And then the one project that I know of that really needs a lot of help right now, and that what they need is help coding things because they are stuck with a character limit bug that basically prevents them from putting no more than I think it's 128 characters on a screen at a time. It's the Phantasy Star Nova translation. So for that one, items and quests and weapons and things like that are translated, but the story isn't, and it's that character limit that's preventing it. Preventing the team from basically doing any work on the story whatsoever at this point. So, if anybody has any experience working specifically actually with Tri-Ace games, since that's the team that actually did that, then log on to the Arc Slayer Discord or the PSO2 Fleet Discord, as it's also called. And hop into the PS Nova channel and lend a hand because they really need that help. But yeah.
Well, I did try out Nova back then, because I have a modded Vita, and yeah, it's still not 100% done. There's still a lot of issues that were involved in the translation whenever I played it. I would help if I could, but I'm still very beginner level in terms of Japanese, so there's not much I can do on my side.
Really what they need right now is a hacker to basically break the code of the game open.
And that's something I can't do.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything that's going on Ephinea, unless you had anything else there.
Nope, that's it there.
Yep. Okay.
I highly recommend it if you want to play the original PSO. It is the best way to play it.
Yep.
Anyway, continuing on.
Yep. So for this one, I really can't name sources on this, but I've been given information as of late related to the future of the North American version of PSO2. And this is some really good news for anybody that was worried that the coronavirus was going to be causing an issue with the future content for the North American version. And basically what I can confirm at this point is all voice work up until Episode 6, Chapter 2 has been completed at this point, and that does include Kyokia's lines, and he is just as edgy as ever.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so there is a very definitive buffer going for us here. From what I was able to find out, there's nobody for Lukot yet, who is the Etoile class champion, but I'm sure that the team was still working on that, and so that's basically kind of the news that I got from that. There's some other stuff that I'm aware of, but we're still kind of waiting to confirm it. But at the most, all I'll say at this point is, and I'm putting on a tinfoil hat now, not Episode 7 is either going to be on Algol or Vandul. There's just too much symbolism going on at this point, from what I've learned. about the future here, and it's basically what I was saying several episodes back. In that crack theory that I had a while back about us going to Algol, and it seems to be playing out that way now. So it's just a matter of time at this point here.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
So yeah, like I said, this was going to be a very, very brief topic. So that, but this is at least.
But yeah, that is very interesting how the voice work up to chapter 2 of episode 6 is already done. Huh.
I mean, from what I understand, there are like some holes here and there in the files. In fact, we're actually still hearing that a little bit right now. Anybody that's been
corrupted mothership, yep.
Yeah.
So, what happens on corrupted mothership? So, the announcement for that urgent quest about to happen. They don't have the beginning part of the line in English yet, so you hear Japanese, and then you have the location is going to be the corrupted mothership, or the target is the corrupted mothership. So I don't know why they don't have that line done yet. It seems really odd, or they probably do, but they just didn't code it in correctly.
It's possible, yeah. Yeah, and then I was the other bit of information that, and I think we might have talked about this last week as well, dealing with the music as well, in terms of what content is coming. The ARKS Dance Festival, we do know that's been translated as well.
Yep.
So that includes the song with Takanobu Miyoshi. Who we're hoping is going to reprise their role now and give us an English version, given that we know that the vocals, the lyrics themselves are in English now, as well as Rare Drop Koi Koi. But yeah, the one thing that we do know also that's is missing is that one songstress from Japan. Her name is slipping my mind right now, but she showed up in episode 4. Not Kuna, but the other one.
I don't know. I don't remember any of the concerts from episode 4.
But yeah, it's so a lot of stuff is translated at this point, so there really aren't going to be any major gaps for quite some time. And
another thing that was found by Dataminers was the 4th of July event going to be happening.
Yeah.
So, specifically, what was found was a image of it's just a table with bunch of American paraphernalia on what looks like a pie or a pizza or something.
I think what it is a fruitcake.
Fruitcake. Okay, it's a fruitcake with American paraphernalia and stars on a table endowed with an American flag. So we're getting a 4th of July event, baby.
Yep.
And a exclusive.
That's probably just going to take the White Day event and convert it into that.
Probably.
So get ready for Floating Continent Amduskia, or potentially the Corrupted Amduskia for that. We'll have to see where we go.
White Day is not seen in America at all. For those of you who don't know what White Day is, think of Valentine's Day, but it's for the females giving gifts to the males instead of the males giving gifts to the females.
Yeah, so it's split in Asian countries. So Valentine's Day has basically White Day, which is an answer to Valentine's Day.
Yep. True gender equality.
But yeah, that pretty much brings us to the end of the show, unless you had anything else, Lance?
Not anything else I can think of.
All right. So next week, we are expecting Magatsu is likely going to release once the maintenance is over. We'll see if we actually get a site update on that. Who knows what's going to happen at this point.
Specifically AC Scratch. Can we just get that AC scratch post out, please?
Yeah, that would be nice. That's for certain.
Alrighty.
But yeah, so that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Xance and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
Johnny.